loyal viewers, and amazing gamers and cosplayers such as myself. It is, of course, Games Wild Elf once again, folks. And, of course, I got my Master Sword handy. And I'll just put that away for a second here. So, folks, tell me. That's fun, given the comedy audience of Mel Brooks movies at the moment. But tell me, folks, have you ever enjoyed the 1980s sword and sorcery romp called EXCALIBUR? Yes, I'm aware there's some more modern versions. There's a Guy Ritchie one that's all brutal and everybody's filthy in it all the time and a lot of big names in it, but it just seems to be made more for the punch-drunk kind of folks, the Guy Ritchie version. But the original EXCALIBUR, wow. Talk about sword and sorcery fantasy movie done right. With that little twist of ancient mythology and the Knights of the Round Table, before Arthur sent knights into the Crusades, which seems to be backed up in Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade, where he actually finds one of the surviving knights of the Crusade that was sent by Arthur to protect the Holy Grail. But, yeah, if you haven't seen the original 80s EXCALIBUR, you're really missing out, folks. And it was really quite a romp. A lot of the actors were making some early debuts in this movie, at least as far as for what American audiences would be able to get over here in good old Florida, Flagler, Florida, folks. Notables in this movie are a very young Liam Neeson. That's right, folks. The man from the Taken franchise, Qui-Gon Jinn from the Star Wars prequels. Yeah, Liam Neeson. And he's been in some excellent Seth MacFarlane movies, too. But Liam Neeson, a pre-Star Trek The Next Generation Patrick Stewart. Yeah, Patrick Stewart, big time in this movie. And a very young Gabriel Byrne, who, of course, is an excellent actor. And Helen Mirren. Helen Mirren's in this, and gosh, she looks smoking hot. And when I was a kid, I saw her as she was during the year that movie popped out. And she was smoking hot. If Helen Mirren is listening, you have a big fan base over here in America. And I'm just a humble retro gaming elf. But yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome now. I saw her, what was that, John Malkovich movie, Red. Yeah, Helen Mirren's in the Red movies. Those are awesome. But also, if any of you enjoy some good British sitcoms, in EXCALIBUR, you might notice the brief appearance in a couple scenes of a comedian actor from Keeping Up Appearances. Do any of you know that show, Keeping Up Appearances? Well, Clive Swift is in this EXCALIBUR movie. And so keep an eye out for him in there. For those of you that don't know, in the sitcom on British TV called Keeping Up Appearances, about a self-delusional woman who's hilarious called Hyacinth Bouquet, and her poor beleaguered husband has to put up with her. His name in the series, he's Richard, and he claims that his last name is Bucket, or at least it was before he married Hyacinth. It was Bucket before we got married. But yeah, so Clive Swift is in this. But yeah, a lot of young appearances of some very heavyweight actors all these years later. All right, folks. Like I said, if you haven't seen EXCALIBUR with Gabriel Byrne and Patrick Stewart, You need to see it. If you can find it on streaming, or if you can find it physical like I have it here, do so. You'll be doing yourself a big favor, especially if you've already seen Guy Ritchie's King Arthur. I apologize if you've seen Guy Ritchie's King Arthur. This shows you the actual mood and the majority of the actual description of what it was supposed to be, instead of some deconstruction of archaeological findings based on remnants of this or that they think they found that they think disproves this or that. I hate that. They try to ruin the magic of ancient mythologies in Europe. But tell me what you guys think about that in the comments. But to be fair, Guy Ritchie did a Robin Hood movie, I believe. Did it star Russell Crowe? I think it starred Russell Crowe. And Russell Crowe did an excellent portrayal. His Robin Hood was a little more gruff, a little more tough. But yeah, Russell Crowe was nice. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. It's kind of a little bit of a movie recommendation, movie appreciation from the 80s and 90s and before, you know. Some of these are from the 70s. I happen to be a big Mel Brooks fan, if that's not already well known. I got Physical, Blazing Saddles, of course. I used to have a different DVD of this, so this was like a reissue later. The artwork's it's presented a little differently than the first DVD I had. Cleavon Little, Gene Wilder, hilarious movie. And of course Mel Brooks himself. I love it when Mel Brooks appears in his own Mel Brooks IP movies, whether he's directing it or if he's got someone else directing it. I think Mel Brooks should always appear in them. History of the World, Part 1. This is one of the greatest Mel Brooks things of all time. And it tells you a hilarious, quick rundown of the history of mankind. There's hilarious co-stars in here. A standard in Mel Brooks movies, Madeline Kahn. I believe there's who's an actor, wonderful guy. He was on the Carol Burnett show. Harvey Korman's in this, and he's hilarious. If you'd enjoyed Harvey Korman, who's also in Blazing Saddles, then you'll really like it in History of the World, Part 1, Mel Brooks, Mel Brooks, Mel Brooks. And I'm definitely looking forward to the sequel to Spaceballs. Some of you have already seen a brief showing of my cosplay of the Planet Duridia's Princess Vespa. And I may do another Princess Vespa at some point in time, possibly when more promos for the new sequel to Spaceballs comes out. But that movie's not intended to release until 2027 in theaters, and probably on major streaming services and whatnot. But yeah, you can't go wrong with Mel Brooks, people. He does two versions of a movie called The Producers. One he did way more recently with Uma Thurman, Matthew Broderick, and who's that guy from Saturday Night Live? The tall guy, hilarious guy. Name will come to me. Will Ferrell, yeah. And but as good as that Producers movie is, the better version of the two Producers movies is the original Producers. Way back, I think it was either the beginning of 1970 or it was still in the 1960s, and it was Gene Wilder in the role that Matthew Broderick now portrayed. But yeah, it's hilarious. Mel Brooks with Gene Wilder is always comedy gold, and that first version of The Producers was awesome if you can find it. So what do you think of my movie recommends, folks? Do you enjoy some of my cosplays? I've got many different videos throughout my list of videos. These are long videos, the letterbox ones. The short ones, which are like the official YouTube shorts, I've got a few cosplays in those too. Some of them are recent. So please take a look enjoy my cosplays. Please leave some kind of interesting comment about the cosplays if you feel like it. And if you're already subscribed, awesome. I love my subscribers. I'd give you all a handshake or hug. It's just hard to do through the screen, you know what I mean? And I hope you all are having a tremendous, awesome week in this super hot summer heat. And may the Triforce bless you all. Alrighty. And remember to hit that like button at the top, folks. And in this case, Optimus Prime would probably suggest that you transform and roll out. Catch you later, folks.